Hello, everyone. Hello. I have some thoughts tonight on frequencies and spirits. I think there's a connection between frequencies and spirits. Now, what is a voice? It's sound waves. Frequencies are built into our voices. Some people recognize someone as being authentic right away. They'll say they resonate with them, or they trust them right away, or they know they're telling the truth. People have said this to me quite often in my lifetime, including on YouTube. And it makes sense. But what I'm getting at with this is, I think it's an indication of a species of spirit and another spirit that relates or is the same kind of spirit or close to it. Just like when someone says, "Oh, I love your voice. I love hearing your voice. Your voice is so soothing, calming. I know that you're real, authentic," things like that. It isn't just a compliment. It's deeper than a mere surface, "I like your voice." It's deeper. It's more meaningful. Do you understand? And I think it's an indication. When someone loves my voice, I think quite often, perhaps not always, it might be 90% of the time, might be 95%. It doesn't have to be 100% of the time. But quite often, it seems to indicate that they relate with me beyond just my voice. I think it's that way with me as well when I hear someone else's voice and their voice is pleasing. The frequency of their voice hits me a certain way in my spirit, not just my ears. It isn't just pleasing to my ears, it's deeper than that. It's spiritual. That's what I think. And I think it's an indication of what species someone is. I'm showing different images here because I want you to understand it works both ways. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll get into it. So far, I've spoken about someone loving the sound of my voice, and I'm using myself as an example because you're listening to my voice right now. That's the only reason for that. I could use other famous voices, let's say, as an example, much more famous than I am or will ever be. And some people love their voice and others can't stand to hear their voice. Like it really bothers them in some cases. And there's a huge difference, a huge chasm, a disparity between the ones that love, let's say, Michael Jackson's voice. He was world famous, only using his voice for that reason. And others, some love his voice and others despise it. They can't stand to hear that voice and that high-pitched voice. And it sounds phony and fake. All right? It's the same way on YouTube, on the internet. Some people can't stand my voice. And I think I understand why now. Spiritually, they are very different from what I am. I don't think they're just saying it to be mean or to troll me or try to, get under my skin or whatever, which doesn't work anyways. But I think it's different than that. I think it might be something other than their hearing or hearing different frequencies, or it just doesn't sound like what they like. I think spiritually they are very, very different from me. That's what I think. That's my theory. The frequency of my voice is revealing of my spirit and my species of spirit. And to them, they can't stand it. No matter what I'm speaking, it's not a matter of me speaking truth that they can't stand. I could be telling them the weather. I could be reading them a page of their favorite book. It's not about the topic or the truth. They hate my voice and they hate me. They despise me. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, no matter what I share. I think they are very different spiritually from me. They're a different species. And I said that one day I will go into this deeper. I'm trying to make it as clear as I can, expressing my thoughts. Now, do I have scientific proof where you can get out a device that measures like a ruler or a scale or a blood test? No, I don't. Because that's measuring the physical. And I'm speaking about the spiritual and the metaphysical. I'm speaking about the metaphysical things here. Species of spirits. Frequencies affect us differently as well. Sounds affect us, not just someone's voice, but sounds in the air. There's certain sounds that I'm sensitive to that others may not be whatsoever. And I think some people would try to rack that up as, well, their ears are different. Their hearing is different. I think it's beyond the physical, though. I suspect it's spiritual. It's beyond just the physical differences. Now, am I saying that the way that you hear something is exactly the way that I do, and the way you see something is the same visually as I do? No, I suspect it's different. But I think it's still deeper than the physical differences of seeing, hearing. But there are frequencies that some pick up in the air that others don't. Some pick up coming out of the ground, out of the earth, that others can't detect. It bothers some, and it doesn't faze others at all. So we are different in many ways. And if you're observant, you'll notice that we are different. By we, I'm speaking not about you versus me. I'm speaking in general. In general, humanity. You could say humanity. Ones in meat suits. Spirits in this realm are different. Some of you may be very much like me. Some of you might really not only love my voice, but it might soothe you in a spiritual way. It might calm you. It might come across as very authentic and trustworthy and real as a spiritual being. That's great. I'm glad you found my channel. I'm not sure what else I can say about that. I love that, and I'm glad you're here. But I'm trying to understand the ones that despise me as much as I want to understand the ones who enjoy me and my voice, my way of speaking, not just my voice, my way of speaking, my language, the speed, the pace of my speech, everything about it. Some people really adore my voice and my way of speaking. My voice right now is starting to get worn out because I've been up very late into the night and speaking a lot. I did a live stream before this video, but I don't think I'd be able to sleep until I recorded this. There are times when I feel something is that important that I have to put in the extra work and stay up and wear out my body and do what needs to be done because it's important, and I feel the importance of it, not the importance of myself, but the importance of the work, the message, whatever I'm trying to share. And in this case, I'm trying to share something that I think is an insight into frequencies and spirits, how some of us are very alike, and right away we have an understanding. And it's beyond a likability. It's beyond you like me and I like you. It's just beyond that. That's one level. It's many levels beyond that in a lot of cases. I think how can I explain it? It feels like, and I almost hate to say feels like, but it seems like we've known each other somewhere before this. Somehow, somewhere. Now, are we, as some would say, a soul family? I'll call it a spirit family. Because the soul, I've never quite liked that term. I think it grounds you to this realm. It seems like the soul of the feet and the soul, and I think it's an anchor to this realm. I view myself as a spiritual being. But I think perhaps some of us have known each other for a long while. And that's why it's very comfortable We might have small disagreements now and then, but we get over it very quickly. And that's perfectly natural, perfectly fine. Understandable. And we have less falling out, less disagreements than so many others in this place, if you really look at it that way. And then there's others that I can't stand their voice, their energy, their frequency. Now, am I saying, oh, their frequency is 333 hertz and I prefer 552 hertz? No, I don't have anything to measure their frequency. I can't tell you in terms of a number. I can't quantify it that way. But I feel it and I notice it. And I think their voice reveals it, and their eyes. Their eyes, the energy coming out of their eyes. I think eyes do more than just devour light coming in. I think they put out some kind of energy. Again, science would say, well, that's bogus. They're not putting out an energy. I have to disagree. Maybe it hasn't been discovered yet, and maybe it isn't measurable, and maybe it doesn't have a name yet, hasn't been defined, but I think there is something there. But their voice definitely does. Sound is a frequency. And the way some speak, I know right away that they're so different from me. And no matter what the topic is, I don't trust them. It's beyond just not liking their voice. I don't trust them. They aren't trustworthy. And unfortunately with me, I often care about others in ways where I know better that they're not a good being, and I still have some care for them. And I do have to work on that. I do have to step back and work on that, because these demons would love to use me, trick me, devour me, harm me, use my energy, my care, turn it against me, anything imaginable. These demons don't care at all. They're sheer evil. That's what they are. Anyway, I hope this helps some people understand or open their mind. Open your mind. Open your mind. Be like water. Open your mind. Open your mind. I hope it opens some minds wider so that you can consider we may not have the frequencies down and measured, but we can detect it without having a number, without having a way to just measure it, saying, this person here is this frequency, this. And I don't mention frequencies in a new age way, like raise your frequency. I'm not saying that at all. I think our frequency might be more like a fingerprint. And I think the voice might reveal the frequency of the spirit and what the spirit is and what species, what kind of spirit it is sometimes revealed through the voice, through the sound. So this is a theory I'm working on that ties in with my species of spirits theory, which could have dozens more videos if I live that long to continue to make those. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm dying. I'm just getting at, I don't know how many more I will be able to make, but I have ideas and thoughts and theories and insights and knowledge and some spiritual wisdom, or I like to think it's spiritual wisdom, that I would like to share and keep sharing, to be helpful while I'm here. And that's not understandable to many. They think that can't possibly do that without wanting money. There's a lot on YouTube that believe that. They're very different from what I am spiritually. They're nothing like I am. And in fact, I don't want to be around them. I really don't. I see them as beings that are not just lost, they are malicious. And they wish harm upon me and my loved ones all the time. I don't believe they can be fixed or changed. I don't think that there's anything that I can do for them. I could change them as much as I could change a snail into flying like a beautiful, majestic eagle. That just can't be done. Can't be done. They are what they are. I don't think that they can change their frequency of spirit. Again, I think it's more like a fingerprint. I could be wrong, but I think if they are spiritually a different species, then it is that way, and it is what it is. In other words, I can't change a volcano into an ocean. It is what it is. I can't change a mountain full of granite into someone's backyard swimming pool. All right? And I don't mean taking out granite slabs. I don't mean that. I mean transforming the entire mountain into a big swimming pool. It is what it is. My thoughts won't change it. How do I know? Some would say, how do you know until you've tried? I have tried. I have tried to change others with my thoughts here, my will, my care, etc. It doesn't work. I think most species of spirits here are what they are. A rhino is a rhino. An elephant is an elephant. And whatever species of spirit, whatever type of spirit is in some body, that's what they are. I can't fix them. Can't change them. I can't make them better. If they're evil, they're evil. That's how I look at it. And that's how I proceed forward. And I think that is actually helpful to accept that. And not waste more time, more energy, trying to change or trying to fix what can't be changed, what can't be fixed. They are what they are. And sometimes acceptance is a path forward towards peace. Peace, understanding, and saying, you know what? I can work on something else. I'm not going to waste my time on things that will never work. I'm going to strengthen myself, and I'm going to help the ones that I can help. The ones that I can't help, okay, I'll walk away. And I will focus on the ones I can help. The ones that I can help, I'll focus on them. And that's what I'm trying to do. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Mad love to all good spirits. Mad love and strength.